Hey everyone, Claudia here from Lighting Clarity. I've been asked to come on to talk about past lives and whether they affect us. So I'm sure a lot of you are aware about past lives. So I do past life releasing for clients who work with me on my mentoring capacity for 10 weeks, or who work with me in my soul alignment sessions, especially that are once a month, and you have to work with me for 6 months. So there's 6 sessions. Which past life releasing does come into as guided by spirit. So I've just a few stories with clients. So often we can come in with feelings that we can't explain, fears that we cannot explain. So I'll give you 3 stories, and forgive me if I'm repeating one story because I can't remember what I've said. So with one of my clients, I had a client who came to me for a reading, and she was a tarot reader, newly qualified as a tarot reader. And she says, I don't know why I don't have any clients coming to me. And whoever was leading the reading, whoever the guide was, I closed my eyes and I asked them. And they said to me, she's afraid of being seen. I opened my eyes and I said, they're saying you're, I thought that's ridiculous. And I said, they're saying you're afraid of being seen. And she twisted and turned in her chair and she said, that's correct. And I said, well, how on earth are you going to promote yourself through your websites, through your postings, whatever it is you're doing, if you're afraid of being seen? Because people can sense in your website how it is you feel. I mean, it's like when you go for a job interview. There might be a really polished resume and one that isn't so polished, but for some reason you want to go for the one that isn't so polished because the energy behind it rings truer. There's something about them. It's the same with a website when you're choosing a company or pretend it's a reader and you're looking at both websites. One looks really polished, one doesn't look as polished, it doesn't have all those accolades, or one, and you sort of think, you know what, I want to go with the one that isn't so polished because it's the energy of that person that rings through and comes through the resume, the postings, the advert, the whatever. So I said to my client, and Spirit said to me, it is a past life fear that needs to be cleared in order for her business to take off. So I said, we're going to do some past life releasing in the session because I'm being led to do this. And they were going to do this with me. So I bring in my past life clearing team, close my eyes, and we go in. And they take me to how many lifetimes the client has experienced fears of being seen. They showed me how many lifetimes she'd led in that. So it could be 3, it could be 4. And then I'll say, take me to where it was first born. And they will take me to the lifetime where that particular fear for that client was first born. And they will show me what occurred. And they'll even tell me who in the scene belongs to them in this lifetime, whether they play their mother in that lifetime, and this one they play their husband, or whatever it is. So I was taken to her past life and they showed me what had occurred. I won't go into it because it is personal. And I said to her, we need to release this. She realized, when I said it, she went, yes, that makes sense. I said, right. So we released it in that moment. She feels the release. When I do a releasing for a client, you're going to feel the release as well as myself. So I know where you're at. So she felt that release. And about 4 weeks later, she emailed me and she said, Claudia, my business has gone up. All these people are booking in for readings. All these people are wanting tarot readings. And I laughed. I said, it's amazing how when you pull the plug on what's been blocking you in your aura from bringing in, from manifesting, whatever it is you want to manifest, how easily such a simple thing can assist. I had another client that came to me that said, I was doing the reading and I said, you have a fear of water. She said, yes, I'm scared to go to the beach. I'm scared to go anywhere near water. And Spirit said this was a past life thing, which I thought it would be. She hadn't had any fears in this life that had brought this on, or any instances or any stories. So they showed me she had been a small child. She was in the UK and she'd been taken and used as a slave on a ship, which I think I've heard kids in the past were used back in the Victorian era. I don't know how far back, 1600s, 1700s, I can't remember. So when they had finished with those children, they just threw them off the boat, which is not a very nice story to recount, and when their children are very young. So she drowned at sea. And that is one of the reasons why she had a fear of water. So we looked to assist her with moving her through that we also had and releasing that past life so she can be at the beach a little bit more relaxed, a little bit, and enjoy it more, especially since she lived near a beach herself. She was in a beach sort of area in where she lived. Another client stepped forward that said that she wanted to work with people more prominently, but she was afraid of hurting them. And she's a reader and as well a healer. And she said, I'm afraid of healing people that I'm going to hurt them. And I said, well, let me have a look and see where this comes from. Spirit was leading the reading, and Spirit said this is a past life thing. And they took me again, how many to the lifetime where it was born. I asked, take me to where this was born. And they showed me that she was a herbalist in a past life. And she gave herbs to family, always giving out herbs, healing herbs to others in the community. And she gave out a healing herb to a family for one of their children. And she did say, you're only to use just a little bit, is what they were showing me. They used a bit too much, and the child passed away as a result. It did the opposite effect. So she was accused in the community of having done that, and obviously was taken into court at that time in that era, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience. I won't go into it. So we looked to release those fears that had come in for her, so she was able to expand her business, move into her business. There are many clients I've done over the years that past lives have affected their fears and they're not sure why they feel as they do, and we've been able to release it. Why? Because they were ready for that to be released, or Spirit wouldn't have brought it up. So Spirit comes in and says, this is a past life fear, and I'll say, okay, are they ready to release it? They'll say yes or they'll say no, depending, and I allow them to lead. At all times I take my orders from God, from Spirit, yeah? And we do that releasing and when we do that releasing, that person feels a clean slate, and they're able to manifest in certain areas of their lives where they couldn't manifest before. So this leads me to what I have decided to do, which is a client of mine brought this up, and I had actually been toying with it about 6 months ago, but I didn't put it into action. And when she said it, I thought that's a really good idea. And I was toying around, how do I do this? But she brought some clarity in. So I've decided I will teach, leading on from the other course that I advertised a few weeks back. I'm going to teach a spiritual tools course for spiritual businesses and for personal use at home. So what I will be bringing out is learning how to light weave, angelic abundance activation tools that I use in my business, angelic healing transmissions into the aura, how to bring up your life force energy for yourself, including your clients, clearing the psychic senses, as well, just psychic healing energies. There's a lot that I would be teaching in this, and I'm calling it Learn New Spiritual Tools course, yeah? And you can use that for your businesses, for those of you who are in the spiritual arena, and as well for those of you who are not, and you're just wanting to use these spiritual tools for yourselves and for your families. I will teach you how to do that. Handouts would be given in the course, and we would be explaining how to use this and what to do. These are tools that I have used for years for clients, and they're very strong and very potent tools, and they're really important tools to have. I will bring out the course July 15th, the week of July 15th. So the advertisement, I'll be advertising within the next week or so for the course, and you will know more about it. All right, well, many more blessings, and I'll connect with all of you again soon. Thanks, everyone.